Hey there, Regina Anla here, and it is time for coffee with Regina. And, and today I have the amazingly creative Amanda Lawrence with me for our conversation today. Welcome, Amanda.
Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for having me. This is so fun.
Yeah, and it's you are the first person that I've had on that's actually a local person. I've had people literally from all over the world
Oh
joining
my
me on my program, and you are literally the first local person I've had. So Amanda hails from Windham, New Hampshire, right? You're
Yep,
Windham,
correct. Yep,
and
yep.
and literally the town over from me. And Amanda is amazingly creative. She has a business called, let's make sure I get the whole thing right, Whimsy Wreath Design Company.
You got it. Yep.
Awesome. And she creates these amazing, you can see some of them behind her, wreaths that she sells on Etsy and other places. And so today I just wanted to chat about you, your stuff, and how you got into your business. How did you start? What made you decide to start a wreath business?
Oh my goodness. Well, first, thank you for having me. We chatted at a local event for our Chamber of Commerce, which feels like it was a long time ago, but then we're here, so it went by so fast. So my small business started from a hobby that I found during COVID. So while we were shut down for COVID, we went to visit some family in Florida, and my mother-in-law asked me if I could make her a wreath. So I thought, sure, I can do that. I whipped one up. She loved it, put it on her door. And then we ended up set like her neighbor came by, her neighbor asked about it, then her neighbor wanted a Christmas wreath. So then it kind of snowballed into this, oh wow, this is fun and I can do it. And people seem to like it. So now here I am. I officially became a business, an LLC, last January. So I am in year 2. So it was just a thing that happened organically with no real plan. I just kind of jumped in and we're just winging it from here.
Well,
Really.
there you go. And it's amazing how many businesses came about because of COVID. Now, were you working a job prior to that, or what were you doing prior?
Yes. So I actually have a part-time job. I work part-time. Actually, both of these are my part-time, full-time gigs. But we have a family business that I run. We do inventory at new car dealerships. So mostly I work away from home Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I work from home. I work at my home during the week in the earlier days. So I'm able to do wreathing and working. So I always joke that when I'm not working, I'm wreathing. When I'm not wreathing, I'm working. It's always just this kind of mix. So I'm lucky that I get to work from home in both instances. And I get to make wreaths kind of in my free time as a hobby / making stuff to sell too.
Isn't
So
isn't that the best? You have something that you love to do and you get to do it as your job.
it really is. And it just kind of happened just so quickly. And I didn't really jump into it with a plan. But just getting to make stuff and try stuff and meeting all these people along the way that have been in, the wreath making business or the handmade business, or even just people that are doing their own thing from home. I think everybody really had to adapt after COVID. And I think that we've all tried to figure out a way that we can make it work for us. And this just happened to work for me. But I'm so thankful that I have such amazing family and friends and people along the way that have helped me on my wreath making business journey.
Yeah, I know. And I met you during a Chamber of Commerce meeting.
Yep.
And so you've
At
been getting out.
Chick-fil-A.
Mhm. You've been getting out and about in the local community. I know, just for local peeps who might be watching this or catch the replay, I know we have a wreath stroll coming up. Are you going to enter something into the wreath stroll?
We do. So this year, the Chamber of Commerce is doing they're calling it the Festival of Wreaths. It's going to be in Windham on December 2nd. That's the open to the public day. It's free to attend. And basically, local businesses, chamber members, and they're opening up to non-chamber members can purchase a wreath and decorate it and donate it to the festival. So if you have a business and you want to do a little advertising, it's a great event to make your business a wreath. And then also, if you are local, it's going to be a really fun, festive holiday event to attend. And I think they're going to have at least 50 wreaths. So it'll be a really fun to see what everybody does. And then at the end of the day on the 2nd, they're going to be raffling off the wreaths. So you could win if you're lucky, you could win something fun on a wreath. So yeah, that's the Chamber's event this year, which should be fun.
Oh, wow, that's so awesome. So for all you local peeps that are out here in the Southern New Hampshire or even Northern Mass area, that can get up to Windham, and Salem, this is a great thing. Now, just out of curiosity, so Amanda, are you I know it's the groups, the businesses create their wreaths. Do you have anything to help them to get them started? Do you have like a kit?
So that's funny that you say that because I don't, but I am going to be making a wreath for a local business person who instantly asked me if I could make his business wreath. So keep an eye out for that. But I am definitely in for helping anybody who needs help. So I will have to mention that at the next meeting I go to because that is a great idea. It's such a great, and a wreath, winning a wreath or making a wreath even, or just getting to go to see the wreaths is so different from a big tree festival. Like it's not a big commitment to make. So it is a nice way for someone to do a little advertising in the holiday season and get to do something fun.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So before I ask you about Etsy and that stuff there, tell
Mhm.
me a little bit more. You said you moved your business into an LLC. So
We did.
what was the mindset behind creating the LLC?
So once I started kind of deciding that I was going to make this an actual business, I joined a local group. It's free. They're amazing. It's called Center for Women in Enterprise, and they are a portion of the Small Business Association for America for the people that are just starting out or just don't know where they're going or have an idea. So after I kind of did a couple of classes on here's what you need to start a business 101, I decided to do the LLC just so that it was a formation of a business that is, just not myself personally. But it did give me that extra, like, okay, now I can get my own tax ID number, all that good stuff to make it separate from myself personally. And then I also kind of feel like that set me up for, okay, we're doing this, like we're doing a business, we're going to do that LLC. It just made it like that official, at least for me. And in New Hampshire, we're very lucky. We don't have to get a lot of permits or, business licenses or anything of the like. So that was really what I thought would be the official formation of the company per se was the
Yeah.
LLC.
Yeah, and it's a good thing. I have a couple different LLCs that I have that I've held on to, and it does make a difference. And to what you said, it's the mindset of the okay, this is a real business.
It is. It is. That and getting a business checking, I think it's like checking account and your LLC and you're good to go. Plus, of course, the tax ID number is nice to have if we lived in a state or I was going to purchase from a state that had sales tax. We don't have to worry about that being tax free for, state taxes, but it is good to have that as well if you're going to be doing a business, where there's state taxes. So, yeah, the LLC was like, okay, check off the list. This is official day one, and I did it right after the new year. So I felt like it was okay, we're starting it. It's going to happen.
Right. And then, as you got started, so your mom wanted you to make a wreath, and her friend, and the neighbor, and it
Yeah.
just kind of like organically grew.
Yes.
And now you have a store on Etsy. So what made you get into Etsy?
So I have shopped on Etsy before. It really is the best marketplace for people who sell things that they make, or if they have a small business, you can sell things on Etsy as well. I just felt like it was the largest community for selling handmade things online, basically. I'm more familiar with Etsy than, say, Shopify. I haven't really ventured into that yet, but Etsy was something that I knew that I could figure out. So I went ahead and I started my Etsy shop. And the thing with Etsy is you have to get it up and going and make sales to get kind of seen. So it's almost like, okay, you got to get it up, you got to get it going, fill it with products, make sure your keywords, all that good stuff to make sure people can find you. And then now I am starting to see a lot more traffic to my Etsy shop. Also, getting the word out about it with my other ways of reaching customers and people who have purchased from the past. But Etsy, I think, is just the best market, currently for creative small business or if you have a handmade item. So that's kind of why I went with Etsy.
Yeah, and I love what Velma just said. She said sometimes your business finds you. So
That is so true. That pretty much sums it up. Definitely. Yep.
yeah, and do it now, fix it along the way. Yeah, and that's kind of, like you said, you jumped in feet first,
Yep.
and then it was take care of all of the stuff. So
It,
when you think about that, you have the other part-time job, and you've got this I'm going to call it a job. When you do
Yes.
what you love, it's not really a job. So
You get to play with ribbon. Like,
yeah, exactly. And so when you're doing what you love, and so the two of them together, make that income that you need. And like Velma said, do it now, fix it along the way. You had that opportunity to just start and
yep.
and
Yep.
go follow your dream. I love that.
Yep. And that is so true, just fixed along the way. Someone had told me at the beginning when I was kind of getting started, they're like, just keep going. You do something, it doesn't work. That's great. You learn from it. You keep going. If it works, keep doing it. It's just kind of that keep going, figure it out as you go, especially where, I do enjoy it. So it is fun. And if it doesn't work out, then we'll figure something else out. But that's a very good point about just do it, fix it along the way. I like that. That's a good point.
You just hit the nail on the head as to why you're having so much fun and being successful with this. A lot of people that I chat with are in that place with their business where they're getting overwhelmed and anxious and what do I do next and how do I find customers and this, that, and the other thing. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And if it doesn't work out, we'll just find out what comes next.
Yep,
That is a
exactly.
great attitude to
Yeah,
have.
exactly. And everything is different now. I think post-COVID, everything is different with, people buying, people shopping, gift giving. We were home for so long. Now people, I think, are finally starting to gather and go out. And, I think this year feels like the first real year that everybody's traveling. Like, I feel like it's back, but also different. Like, we've also all been shopping online and, people who started small businesses really love the support of the people that are interested in their product, but also just sharing information about other people that own small shops too. Like, it's just that kind of, we're all in this now post COVID time when we're just trying to figure it all out. And I think that's, part of the good part of all of this is just keep going. We're going to figure it out. And along the way, things pop up. Like, I was able to join my local chamber of commerce. They offer, a membership for small businesses run out of your home or small creative businesses. And it was amazing. That's been amazing for me to get to connect with other local people. So, that probably wouldn't have even been on my list of things to do, but it was, it panned out. It came my way and, I'm jumping in on it. So that's a good point.
Yeah, and you made a comment about, the post-COVID and shopping online. There's so much, and don't take this the wrong way for anybody who's listening. I'm not saying that COVID was a good thing. However, there was some good things that came out of the whole COVID experience that
Yeah.
we can take away from it. And one of them is this right here. I mean,
Yep.
more people are meeting online and doing these internet meetings and doing these interviews and doing all of this stuff online that prior to COVID they didn't do before. And while we do want in person, we're able to share with more people.
Yeah.
And like you said, the shopping online. There was people who probably didn't shop online prior to COVID. And maybe they were nervous about shopping online or weren't sure of the process. And now there's so many more online shoppers because people are more comfortable with it because they had to get comfortable with it.
Yeah, that's true. I think people have really adapted the way that they're shopping. Kind of even if you think before COVID, we were able to go to the mall, but really, how many of us went to the mall? We shopped online. It was kind of that, I feel like, transition. And then COVID had just jumped us right into that full boat of just everything's online. And then it does seem like, at least in my opinion, and what I'm seeing is post COVID, people want to shop small. They want to support local businesses and, smaller businesses where it's a family affair, or it's your friend that makes something on the side, you want to support them. Like, that definitely, I think, is stronger post COVID. And it could be because I wasn't really in it before because I didn't know I was going to do this. But I do feel like people want to shop small and support local businesses, and that's definitely different. And if you had said before COVID, okay, everybody, we're going to shop online, I think people would have been like, whoa, we're not, like, what are you talking about? I'm not going to shop online. But here we are.
Yeah, and what Cynthia just said, she's like shopping online, it's great. A lot of people, prior
Yep.
to didn't want to shop online for whatever reason. Some people didn't feel like they could trust people. There was a
Yep.
and then they started doing it and they were like, "Oh, this is actually okay."
Yeah.
And this works out well. And places like Etsy and Shopify and those businesses became really big during this
Yep.
time just because everybody still wanted that unique. You said, shop local. And when you can't physically get out because of something like COVID or something like that, or maybe you're handicapped, maybe you're elderly, maybe it's and you want to get something unique for someone. I mean, I'm not sure exactly when it came about. Etsy hasn't been around for more than 5 years, right? How,
I
how long
think
has Etsy been around?
I think it's been around, I want to say like somewhere I heard 10. I'm not sure exactly when, but I feel like if 5 years ago you had said, "Oh, I have an Etsy shop," people would have been like, "I don't know what that means." Like, you know what I mean? I think it was that I had heard of it and I've shopped there, but not to the, obviously I don't spend as much time or spent as much time there as I do now. But I think just the amount of product that you're able to shop from, like you can, I have sold my wreaths everywhere. Like I'm shipping them across the country. And had we not had that marketplace, it would have been harder to connect with those people, obviously, to buy things online that are out of their physical area. Or you're right, because maybe it's not easy for everybody to get out and go shopping. So being able to have like that marketplace has been, I think, really beneficial. And my other second favorite, or actually equally tied, is Facebook Lives. Like selling on Facebook, people love it. It's because you're able to interact with the person selling. You get to see what it is that you're buying, but also it's online, so you're able to reach more people. Like I think that's really great. Like you had said, you were able to do this online and meet people all over. Yet we just happen to meet at a local event out of a fluke thing, you know.
Exactly. And Velma just summed it up. Our world
Mm.
shrank and grew at the same time.
Mhm.
That's exactly what happened. It's
Yep,
we had to close in, and in the process we expanded, and it's
that's
just
right.
amazing what some people have done with their businesses. So if you have a physical product,
Yep.
versus, I do consulting, so it's a service where you have a physical product, and there's a lot of people who have those physical products that prior to a lot of this stuff, it was whoever's local. You have a local
Yep.
shop and it wasn't as far reach. Like you said, you're shipping across the country now.
I am. Yep, definitely. I have an email list. I have people signed up for my email list that are from all over that I've never met. They might have caught a reel on Facebook or they saw a picture online. Like it's just crazy how you're able to connect with so many more people. And I've met other, like yourself, like business owners who you have your own kind of market of people. And it's nice to be able to say, okay, well, here's my friend. She does this. Like I've been really, it's been eye-opening on the connections and sharing what you're able to reach with other people that may not be able to. So that's a good way to put it. We did, our world shrunk but then also grew. That's a good point.
Yeah, and it's those connections, those relationships that you make. You sell something to somebody in California maybe, and then all of a sudden, they put something on their door. And just
Yep.
like your mom and the neighbor, all of a sudden their neighbor goes, "Wow, where'd you get that cool wreath?" And
Yep.
it's like, "Oh, I got it from this woman on Etsy over on the East Coast." And so now you've got this stuff and it just kind of blossoms.
Yep. Yep. It was definitely it just happened. It's been amazing to see the support. Because, and I always think, I know they talk a lot about imposter syndrome and all of the kind of, how do you know what you're doing? I really do feel like you just have to jump in and do it. But it's also been incredible to like meet people and, someone will buy something and their neighbor will want something and they'll send them my way. And it's just been like such a nice way to meet people and to also reach customers, you know, it's nice to have that connection of, okay, I have online, I have in person, and then I have other business networking opportunities. But it can be hard to get the word out, I think, to people about what you make and what you do. So, I think that's been the most beneficial thing of being all online, is that, okay, reaching other people.
So that actually leads me into a question I had for you, is what has
Hmm.
been your biggest challenge as a
Oh goodness.
business
I
owner doing this?
I think the hardest thing is, I would definitely say like it does take some kind of thick skin at some point, because you're just going to have to do what you do, and people will like it or not like it, and that's fine. And I have definitely learned you're not for everyone, they're not for you, that's fine, like that kind of thing. But I think the hardest thing has just been like being found and like getting the information about what I do and what I make, just kind of putting it out there. That's definitely been difficult, both to reach people, but then also it's hard to just put yourself out there like that. Like, at some point I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it. We're going to wing it and just see what happens. But yeah, you definitely have to have that little bit of thick skin, and then just figure out a way to reach more people. That's
Yeah,
definitely
Velma just put in the comments tenacity. You have to have that tenacity just to keep going, keep doing what you're doing.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
people will find you. And you do have that word of mouth, because with a physical product like you have, people see it. And
Yeah.
so they, see it on somebody's door, they see it at a wreath stroll, or, wherever, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they're like, wow, where'd you get that? That's so beautiful. Where'd you get that from? And so there's a lot of word of mouth in your business with what
Yep,
you have.
definitely.
Um, as far as, getting out to other places, like you said, you talked about doing Facebook Lives and
Yep.
different things, and you're on the Etsy store. I know on Etsy's kind of like a huge, huge marketplace. So I'm
It
guessing
is.
there's a bunch of people out there who do kind of what you do. So how do you get like the upper hand in Etsy?
I will say I have done a lot of learning and workshops and online classes, like lots of online training and stuff about how to use Etsy to optimize your SEO. Like you want to make sure you have your good keywords and your tags and your pictures. Like it's not just, hey, I'm going to make something, take a picture, put it up there. Someone's going to buy it. You're also fighting for the spot when someone puts in that, I'm looking for a front door wreath. There's going to be 500,000 breeds that could pop up. So it definitely takes, like, I think it's trial and error with getting to putting in your keywords and the info that you use to make sure that it's what people are looking for. I did one workshop that I found really interesting that was, hey, these are words that people search when they want to buy a wreath. And I'm thinking, I would have never put that in the search box. Like you kind of also have to think of, okay, what would I put, but also what would someone else put who's just shopping for something and they don't know a lot about it? Like that's a thought too. But you definitely have to fight for your spot. There's a lot of, you can pay for advertising. And if you do free shipping, you get better search results. So you have to kind of keep it fresh, keep it moving, make sure that you're always updating your titles and tags, all that good
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah, a thought just popped into my head, and whenever a thought pops in, it means I need to tell you. So, and the thought was, have you ever thought about, maybe creating a video or doing like a live online workshop on how to create your own wreath
That
for?
is a great idea. And I have thought about that. In fact, I actually just really thought about it the last few weeks, because I do also, and I've done several, I have one coming up in Rhode Island, of all places. I'm doing wreath workshops for the holidays. So I was thinking if I did an online workshop, people could buy I'll make a kit, they can buy the kit, and then we'll do an online, like, hey, let's all log in and you can do it virtually from wherever you are, because it can be hard to do. In-person stuff is hard, I think, in general, especially this time of year. Everybody's busy. Everybody's got a different kind of schedule, so doing it online I think would be really, I think that's a great idea. And then convincing people they can do it, like I promise anybody can do it. Like
So
so
I just typed in the chat, wreath in
wreath
a
in a
box.
box, I love it.
You
I
can
love it.
create a wreath in a box, everything that you need to create your own wreath, and then you come on to your either watch a video or come
Yep.
on to a live with you and create a wreath. I think that would be so much
Wouldn't that
fun.
be so fun? And part of
Yeah.
the fun of doing the classes and stuff is getting, yes, ladies' night, I've almost got a great idea. Is getting to just do something like, think of, I've done paint nights. I'm a terrible painter. I don't need any more of my paintings, but it's so fun to try something new. You get something at the end and you get to hang out with your friends, chat. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's not just making something, but you're also getting a fun night out too.
Right. And the reality is that some people might be, really creative, and they
Mhm.
get the wreath in a box, and now they get the bug and they go create their own wreaths. And so they're
Yep.
not really a client buying wreaths from you.
Yep.
However, they may want tips and tricks from you on, hey, here's different techniques that you can use when you're creating your wreaths.
Yep.
And then there's other people, and I'm using myself. I am a self-proclaimed not very creative when it comes to that stuff. Yes, I've done paint nights too, and oh my gosh, you don't want to see my paints.
It's like a toddler putting up their paint, their artwork. That's how I feel about
Exactly.
me.
Exactly. You know, I do other stuff really well, and just the creative stuff, that's not where my brain goes. And I would love to do like the wreath in a box kit to see like what I came up with. And then it would be like, okay, mine came out kind of like one of my paintings at paint night. And so now I want to go buy one from the official person who actually knows what she's doing. So I'd still
Yep.
be a customer, even though I bought the box, you know? So
Exactly. Yep.
yeah.
Yep, definitely. And the fun thing about wreaths, and like people are like, well, and it is just a wreath, right? It's just a wreath. But and I think you were the one actually that told me this when we saw each other at one of the events, was you're not selling just the wreath. Like, you're selling the feeling that you get when you give somebody a gift and it's made just for them or chosen just for them. And it's kind of the same thing about making it. Like, you're not just making a wreath, you're getting to make something that, you're trying it. Are you going to be good at it? Maybe not. Are you going to love it? Maybe not. But you had a good time with some friends. We were laughing, I'm sure, because every time I've done the classes, it's so much fun. Like, everybody just does their own thing. And the friend you thought was crafty may not actually be as crafty as they think they are. And the friend that's like, can't do anything crafty, whips up this beautiful creation. It's been fun, the workshops that I've been doing. So the hardest part is just finding the time, for everybody, because I know everybody's got a busy schedule. So the online would be perfect for that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason why, you can set your camera where it is, where you can show them what they're doing and here's how you do this, and then give them a minute to do their thing. And, combining it. So like Velma said, ladies night, right? And
yeah.
so it could be like, 5, 10 ladies say, we want to do a ladies night and do a kit. And then you could do something where you get everybody together and you're there live with them. So
Yep.
it's part of, the package that they purchase that includes the kits and that kind of thing. And, you could set up different packages with that. My brain is going crazy right now going, I got all these ideas for you right
This is
now.
why I liked when I met you at the event we went to. You had to leave early, and I'm like, no, wait, come back. But see, and also that's another thing about having your own small businesses. Like, I'm limited to what I can think of. Oh, hey, Michelle. I'm limited to what I can think of, right? So sometimes I'm not thinking like big picture, whereas that was your idea in 2 seconds, like, it's nice to be able to brainstorm and bounce ideas off other people and to get that, like, hey, try this. Like, that's fantastic. I would have never thought of that, kind of thing. So discount for more kits. Yes. And you need a wreath for every season. Holiday.
Yes. Well, if you're doing a ladies' night and somebody says, well, we have 6 ladies that want to do it, if they buy 3 or more kits, they get a discount or something like that, So, like Velma was saying, discount for more kits. There's so much you can do with this that it's amazing. We are, believe it or not, we are almost out of time.
Oh,
and I know, right? It's our little half-hour chat. We're at 28 minutes already. Wow. Time just flew chatting with you. This has been so much fun. I see some wreaths in the background.
I do. So right now we're in this crazy time where Halloween is over and like people want to do Christmas, but is it too early? Like, I've been seeing a lot of chatter online about okay, Thanksgiving is up next, but Christmas is coming. So this year I'm doing some, which is on this side of me, tree bow toppers and then matching bow sets. I'm actually going to go put up a full-size tree and take some pictures of them on the full-size tree, just for comparison. And then we have fall, which if you're going to go to someone's home for Thanksgiving, wreaths make a great gift. In lieu of flowers, like fresh flowers, give them a wreath. They're going to love it. And they can put it on their door and think of you for the whole season when they see that wreath. So
that's an amazing idea.
Yeah. Isn't it though? I had somebody mention that to me and I'm like, that's a fantastic idea. I also offer shipping. So if you are going to not be able to travel, you can send something to your family or loved one at any time too. And they make great gifts. I love hearing the stories. So
oh, so that is all awesome. And I have your website, that's your Etsy site. So is that how people get a hold of you? What's the best?
So whimsywreathdesign.com is my website, and you can get to my Etsy right from the top. It says shop, and you can go right to my Etsy shop from there. And you can also join my email list, which is I send out a lot of good stuff to them. So if you're not on it, definitely hop on. And then that way there you can get in touch with me. I have all my social medias, Etsy shop, all the good ways to connect. I'm on them all.
Okay, so when you think about the holidays upcoming, I just have a question about the wreaths. So say somebody says, "Okay, well, I want a wreath for Thanksgiving." It's November 2nd right now. So is it too late to get a wreath? How fast does somebody get a wreath?
Very fast. I have my Etsy shop is fully stocked, and I actually have offsite storage that I keep my reason that I cannot keep in my home because they're everywhere as it is. But I have a lot in stock ready to ship. And then custom orders, I love custom orders. I don't charge extra for custom orders. If anybody wanted something, I can whip it up and get it in the mail. So it is definitely not too late for Thanksgiving. And then Christmas and winter, like we have those upcoming holidays. So yeah, not too late, never too late.
I love it. So
Yeah.
for everybody who's on live, thank you for joining us live. If you're catching the replay, don't forget to go check out Whimsy Wreath Design Co.com and get all of Amanda's information. So Amanda Lawrence has been here with me today to chat about her business and how she got up and running. And this has been so much fun, Amanda.
This
So
is
thank you
awesome.
here for being here.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so until next time, Regina Andler here with Automation Consulting and Coffee with Regina for a cup and a chat with purpose with Amanda Lawrence. Check out her website and her wreaths. They're amazing. And look out for, some of the good things to come when it comes to, I don't know, wreath in a box and some of these other ideas that are popping up.
Definitely. Thank you, Regina.
And we got some thank yous here. So thank you all for being
Awesome.
here. And we will see you next time on Coffee with Regina. Bye for now.
Bye.